Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to the Moreno Valley Val Verde Student of the Month Breakfast. My name is Karina Zermino, and I sit on the Student of the Month Committee, and I'm also here this morning representing Altura Credit Union. Before we get started with our program, I would like to introduce to you Harold Acord from Moreno Valley Teachers Association and Oscar Valdapeña, who will lead us in the pledge and say a few words.
Let me do the pledge. All right. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the 1,700 plus members of the Moreno Valley Educators Association, we're very proud to see all the wonderful students here and their parents and their families and their teachers and their administrators. We're going to do the pledge now, so flag's right here. Please stand. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Karina. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to a new and exciting time in the Moreno Valley Chamber of Commerce's Education Student of the Month program. Principals that have attended before know that this used to be a luncheon. We're stepping it up, and I'd really like to give thanks to Sally Myers from Sizzler for letting us do this here. Let's give Sally a big hand. Sally's been a long-time supporter of the program and in many other cities as well. But on behalf of the Moreno Valley Chamber of Commerce, we're excited to have you here. Students, please remember that we're here for you. You've excelled, you've jumped hurdles, and we know that you're looking for a brighter future. Whatever the pressure is, think about yourself and what you need to do to make you happy. If you're going to go to continue education, if you're going to go to a technical trade, or if you're going to take some kind of career that will take you somewhere else, please look at it if that is your vision, but please be very successful and pass on to others what you have learned and their experience. Thank you again.
This portion of the program, I normally talk about our purpose and why our committee members, our community, our schools come together to input this program. But because I started this program in a different school district 5 years ago due to the vision of one woman, Sally Myers, who's here this morning, I would like her to come up and share a few words. So Sally Myers.
Good morning. Thank you, Karina, and welcome to all of our students and families. This program actually began as a nonprofit organization about 26 years ago, and I founded the program in Temecula because I attended the Moreno Valley Student of the Month program that began in the very late 80s. So my husband and I, we had the Sizzler here in Moreno Valley and the other one on Alessandro, and we were a sponsor at that time, and I loved the program so much that I went back to Temecula where I lived and started that program in 1992. Then we moved up to Murrieta, Lake Elsinore, and Paris Menifee. So we've been honoring outstanding students for 26 years. And then Miss Karina Chum, she was in love with the program too, and she said, Sally, can you start a program in Hemet? And I said, no, but you can. And so we packaged everything up that we've been doing for these 26 years. And so not only has she gone to Hemet and San Jacinto, but Banning Beaumont. But what's really exciting is that Fallbrook has a program now, Vista has a program, and just last week Escondido had their first program, and it's all under the same nonprofit mission statement that we had in the program that I began 26 years ago. And I want to share that with you because that is how your sons and daughters were selected for Student of the Month today. And so the program is a local recognition program to honor outstanding high school, college-bound seniors for their character, their love of learning, how you students have juggled numerous activities from campus activities to community service to athletics, or have persevered through challenging life circumstances, all in a setting that honors God, our country, community, family, and free enterprise. And I don't know where you can go and get all that under one roof, but in this area, in Student of the Month, that's what we do. And you know, God has really blessed our program over the years, and it's because we are selecting students, our schools are, that are choosing a special way to live. They want to live their life according to the purpose that God has called them to. And what's exciting about that is that our Creator has given each one of us and our students special gifts and special talents to pursue to the very best of their ability. So you are here today, students, because you have been set apart, you have been selected for your heart, your foundation, these great values, how you have influenced others around you. And that's what this program is and will always be with the direction that we have here in Moreno Valley. So may God richly bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sally. I'd like to introduce to you our committee members, and this is a group of people in the community that came together, believes in this program, believes in our students, and said we want to make a difference. We want to be part of this program and committee. And please hold your applause until we have introduced all our committee members. So from Moreno Valley Chamber of Commerce, Oscar Valdepeña, if you can please stand. From Moreno Valley Educators Association, Harold Acord. From Supervisor Marion Ashley's office, Ashley Smalley. And I'm sorry, it's Amber Smalley. From Moreno Valley Unified School District, Anna Morton. From Altura Credit Union, Cheryl Benjamin. From Eastern Municipal Water District, Malia Ortloff. From Moreno Valley Unified School District, Ken Wagner. And from Val Verde Unified School District, Laura Sapelski. These are our committee members. Thank you. Huge important part of what makes our program run every month, scholarship dinner, is our sponsors, and we'd like to thank them. And if you are here today, again, thank you so much for supporting our program and for sponsoring. We have Access to the Future, Moreno Valley Optimist Club, Moreno Valley Unified School District, Val Verde Unified School District, Altura Credit Union, Moreno Valley Educators Association, Moreno Valley College, Moreno Valley Noon Rotary, Riverside County Office of Education, Waste Management, and Assembly Member Jose Medina. Thank you guys for your support to this program. It truly means, as you can see, a lot to our students and to our community. As well, students, you see these beautiful bags over to my left. These bags are filled with goodies, and community members came together and said, you know, I can't maybe afford financially right now a donation, but let me gather 70 items, put them together for the entire year, and this is what our community has done. On top of the great gifts and certificates from Sizzler that you have in there, because I want one if I want to come and eat here, but you also have certificates from community dignitaries and dignitaries that I'm going to introduce to you right now. You have probably about 7, I would say. And students, you don't have to do this, but I recommend, and what I tell other students to do, is take these certificates, post them on your wall. You're going to go off to college soon, and you're going to have to call your parents and tell them, hey, you know what, I need $50, $100. Your parents are going to probably say, I can't afford this. I've done way too much already. And you say, can you look at the Wall of Fame with all these wonderful certificates? It might work, might not, I'm not sure, but give it a try. I wish I had that wall. So I'm going to introduce the dignitaries that are here. And a lot of these dignitaries don't live here locally. They travel early in the morning to get here and recognize you students, because you guys are so important to us. So if I did miss someone, please forgive me and let me know, because I am good at missing someone. But as you already met, from the Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Oscar Valdepeña. From Moreno Valley, and we'll hold our applause to all the dignitaries are recognized. From Moreno Valley Education Association, Harold Acord. From the City of Moreno Valley, we have our Mayor, Dr. Itzian Gutierrez. From Moreno Valley Unified School District, our wonderful Superintendent, Dr. Martin Rex Kitziora. From Moreno Valley Unified School District, Chief Academic Officer, Maribel Maddox. From Val Verde Unified School District, we have Assistant Superintendent of Education Service, Mark Lenore. From Moreno Valley College, here today we have Dr. Robin Steinbach. From Office of Riverside County, Supervisor Mary Ashley's office, Ms. Amber Smalley. From Office of Senator Richard Roth's office, Mr. Alti Hokum. From Office of Congressman Mark Tocano, Mr. Rafael Esla, sorry, I don't want to mess up your name, Eliseida. Office of Assemblyman Jose Medina, Tiffany Tran. And we also have with us this morning our wonderful board members. And again, these are volunteers, and I see our board members everywhere. And I'm so pleased to say that we have board members from Moreno Valley Unified School District and Val Verde Unified School District here this morning. So we have Jesus Olguin, board member of Moreno Valley Unified School District. From also Moreno Valley Unified School District, we have our board president, CJ Johnson. We also, from Val Verde Unified School District this morning, we have Susan Strotler, and board president of Val Verde Unified School District, Julio Gonzalez. Thank you to all our dignitaries that are here this morning. And again, if I missed you, please come and see me. But I see that we have a police officer here in our crowd today, and he's wearing the uniform. So I didn't catch your name, but do you mind introducing yourself?
I am Lieutenant Tyler Clark here on behalf of Chief Joel Ontiveros and the Moreno Valley Police Department.
Thank you.
It's not part of my probation, just so you know.
It's not, okay. I was wondering, I wasn't too sure. So we are here today to hear the stories of the students, and all students should have a small list of items that we want you to talk about. I want to first of all thank you guys for sharing your stories. I know it's not easy to stand up here because I'm a little nervous, being my first time here at Moreno Valley and Val Verde. But we appreciate you sharing, because I'll tell you, I probably attend 6 of these a month, and I do it for selfish reasons, I'm not gonna lie. Students, you guys motivate the adults in the room. A lot of adults, we're big whiny babies, and we like to complain and cry about all the hard work that we have to do and all the tasks that are in front of us. We come to these programs, we hear your stories, and we all feel really bad, because then we think, wow, you know, the 16-year-old, the 17-year-old just shared all their struggles and shared what they've overcome, and they continue to do well in school. They continue to be mentors for their fellow students. So we thank you in advance. Little house rules: if you need to use a restroom, it's right in the back to my far back where the picture frames are. If you don't mind going around, this is being videotaped, and I like to thank Val Verde Unified School District. They're actually student vision that's videotaping. They'll edit this, they'll play throughout TV, YouTube channels. We'll put it up on a couple of websites, as well as Moreno Valley Unified School District, who is taking pictures. And these pictures are going to go up on our studentofthemonth.net website. And students, you guys can take your picture. We're going to do individual pictures at the end of the program. We're going to do a group picture, and they're going to be all on this website. I suggest you print your personal picture out, and you give it to your principal, and you tell him to put it in his office, because it's well-deserved, right? So we would like to thank both school districts, also our multimedia, who puts all our material on our website, Mike Christie. And again, Sizzlers and BMW Management for opening their doors for breakfast, although this is not something that they normally do. So thank you, and a round of applause for all our volunteers. High school principals, I will leave the program up on the podium. I will call the first school to come up. You will come up, principals, with your students, your guests, their parents or guardians. Students, you are speaking today, just in case you didn't know, so we'll have your principal introduce you. Students will speak, and parents, guess what? I know you guys are waiting for this and dying to speak, and you guys get to do it today too. You guys get to brag about your kids. What better than that, right? Give me an opportunity to do that. So the first high school principal will come up, and then the next you will introduce the next high school on the list, and it just will go on towards the end. At the end, we will have our wonderful superintendents and college president come up and do a closing remark, and then we will close it with a minute with Maxwell. So thank you guys so much for being here this morning. I'd like to call up the first school from Canyon Springs High School, Principal Miss Tamara Kerr, and her student and guest.
It's my favorite thing, being first in a new format. It is my pleasure today to introduce our October Student of the Month, Ms. Sativa Dale, and parent Peter Green. Sativa was new to our school this year, and it's very unusual to have a senior come in and make an immediate impact, but that's exactly what Sativa has done. She had concerns about not fitting in, and those fears were completely unfounded. She quickly found a home with ROTC. They immediately recognized her for the leader that she is and put her into a leadership position. She's also a quiet leader in the classroom. She hasn't had the easiest of childhoods, and she's also offered to talk and mentor younger students with similar backgrounds. So here to tell you her story herself, Ms. Sativa Dale.
Hello, my name is Sativa Dale, as you guys know. I'm new to Canyon Springs High School. I was in ROTC for 4 years. At Valley View High School, they didn't put a lot into the ROTC there. I found my home here at Canyon Springs High School ROTC for 4 years. I got ranked up to a staff sergeant, and I think that was amazing because at my school, at Valley View High School, I wasn't a staff sergeant. So to be a staff sergeant at Canyon Springs High School, it's an honor for those who elected me, and I'm so happy to be here as Student of the Month. And I just want to thank you guys all for, especially my teacher who elected me for Student of the Month. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Peter Green, and what I'm talking about is about Sativa. When I first met Sativa, she was about 3 years old, and I gave her a lot of attention. She looked like a little baby doll. I'm like, this little girl. And so one day we was walking, she was riding her bike, and I noticed she speak to everybody. And I looked down and I said, this girl is very special. And I always said that, and I always believed that. So I've been gone away for a few years, working, and I come back and I talk to her, and she's talking to me, and I say, this young lady, and she's a go-getter, and she's real strong. And a lot of kids say, oh, this is not fair. No, life is not fair. But you have to go out and get what you want. So I just say I'm very proud of her, and she's still pushing. And the program we have here today, I think is very well. The kids have to be lifted up constantly until they reach their goals. All right, thank you.
My future career plans, right now, I'm in the competitions of cybersecurity. So right now, after I graduate, which is June 6th, I want to attend CSUSB and major in computer engineering and work in cybersecurity. And then after I major in that, I want to work for Cisco. So those are my future career plans.
And you can see she already has a plan. I wish I had it all together when I was 17. Following us, I would like to take the pleasure of introducing our Citrus Hill High School principal, Mr. Esteban Lizarraga, and his Student of the Month, Chad Shearer.
Good morning. It's always a pleasure to come and highlight our students, and congratulations to all the Student of the Month recipients. It's phenomenal to see not just the academics, but the character piece being emphasized, and that's important. So Chad Shearer is our Student of the Month. The reason why he was selected as Student of the Month was exactly for those two reasons. First of all, out of 550 seniors, he's actually ranked #1 right now with our senior class. So academically, Chad is going above and beyond as far as what he wants to do to exceed in the classroom. But it's not just about what he does in the classroom, it's about his character. And what I've been impressed with Chad, when he came in as a freshman, I was an assistant principal, left for a couple years at a middle school principalship, and now back as principal, I get to see him as a senior. And he's not only maintained the academic excellence, but he's maintained his core values when it comes to character. He's demonstrated leadership. And today's, there's a lot of influences that our students face on a daily basis. And I've seen Chad be not only consistent with who he is, but grow in character and leadership. He's that first student that will help out other students in class. He shows the character on the basketball court when he's leading his team. So also when it comes to sports, he's exhibiting leadership. He's exhibiting the character, even though sometimes students are bombarded with so many different things coming at their way. So I've always been impressed. I have 3 little boys at home, and I always look at, older students like Chad as an example of what I hope my children one day exhibit, both in the academics and in the character. So without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Chad Shear, and he'll speak a little bit to you about some of the things that he wants to share with you. Come on, Chad.
Well, first I'd like to thank Mr. Lazaga for selecting me. It's an honor, and I also like to thank the people who put on this event. Now I want to introduce my parents, Kelly and Rich Shear. My parents have always shown me so much love and support with everything I've done. They always taught me never to settle and always do my best. They set the highest expectations for me, and they never took anything less. And these lessons they've taught me are things I believe I'm going to take with me for the rest of my life. And thank you, Mom and Dad, just for everything you do. Before I was going into high school, I knew I would be attending Citrus Hill. I was excited about that, and I love Citrus. And while my time at Citrus, I always had the privilege of taking the top classes and with some of the best teachers there. And to take advantage of that opportunity, I always did my best. And my friends and I would help each other study. I'd tutor fellow classmates who needed help. Also at Citrus, I've played both football and basketball, been on successful teams for both. This year will be my 3rd year as a varsity basketball player. I'll be the captain of the team. I'm excited to be the leader of this group and excited what we can do this season. But what's most important to me all is my faith in Jesus Christ. I love sharing my faith with other people and seeing the impact it has on them. I teach a 1st grade Sunday school class. I work Vacation Bible School at my church, and I work in a program called Angel Tree, where we help kids who have parents that are incarcerated get Christmas gifts. I love doing all these things because I can share my faith with others, impact them in many different ways, and give back all at the same time. Going into this next year, I'll be attending college. Currently, I'm applying to some top schools like Stanford, USC, UCLA. And at these schools, I hope to study math. Math has always intrigued me. I've always been so interested by it. Currently, I don't know what I want to do with math, but I know it's what I want to do. I enjoy it. I like challenging myself, and I believe math allows me to do that. I'm excited to get started next year in college, and I know I'll be ready with the foundation I built at Citrus Hill. Once again, thank you for selecting me, Mr. Lazaga. Thank you.
That's my son. Chad is the youngest of 3 boys. Kelly and I have always talked about that our job is just not to get in his way. He has made it easy, and he has known what he's wanted. He's been a young man of character, and it's been fun to watch him grow. I have the good fortune of having him. I work at Citrus Hill High School. I get to see him from a distance, and he makes an impact at school. I personally am warmed every Sunday when he is worshiped by a 6-year-old little boy who thinks that he is a great example and wants to hear his stories as well. And those are the kinds of things that I know he's going to use his talents and make a difference in the world. And he is just going to be missed when he's gone. There's no doubt about that from our house, because he makes a large impact there and with his 2 older brothers. So, and he's also a really good basketball player, so which I'm very proud of as well. Thank you for honoring him this morning, and we're very proud of our son, Chad.
So as you can see, I try not to stand behind because I get, the height. I'm lost in the shuffle there. Okay, next I'd like to introduce from March Mountain High School, Mr. Sean McMurray, Principal Sean McMurray.
Good morning, everybody. I don't think I have to move the mic on this one, so it's a good one. It'll catch everything, hopefully, I say. It is my pleasure to introduce to you our student of the month at March Mountain for the month of October, Cesar Hernandez. And he's he's joined today by his mother and his father to support him. Cesar has stood out on our campus in a number of different ways in the last couple of years. We recently tried our hand last year at organizing a cheer squad for our school to perform at our events on campus. And with any growing pains and any team forming and starting off, the cheer squad had some issues that we had to mediate between. Some of the members and Cesar came to me and said, hey, we want to meet with you. We want you to sit down and talk with us, kind of set some direction for us and help us out. At that point, we realized together with the cheer squad that they needed a strong student leader, and they unanimously elected Cesar. Over the next few months after that meeting, he focused the team, he organized practices, he organized routines, and we had a great team, and they really performed well at a number of our different sporting events. So he really stood out as a student leader on campus, really helped focus a number of ladies who ordinarily probably wouldn't work well together. So it was really, really nice to see that kind of thing where somebody steps up, organizes, and helps out from a student perspective. So without further ado, I want to have Cesar tell you a little bit about himself.
Hello, I'm Cesar Hernandez, and I'm thankful for my mom and my parents who always supported me in everything I always wanted to do in life. And growing up, it wasn't really easy for me in school. I suffered from learning English. I didn't know English for a long time. All the way up to 6th grade, I started understanding it by all the teachers that supported me, always stayed after school and just helped me learn English much better. But still, I still suffer from it, but teachers are more understanding now. They actually sit down with me and help me comprehend it better and just go through everything. Even if I don't get it, they'll still sit down with me and talk to me about it. If I need to talk to them, they're always there. But I would also just love to thank my mom because she's always been there for me no matter what. She was always there for me when I was getting picked on when I was little. Growing up was really hard, but with my mom's support and my dad, they were just always I was so thankful for them. She helped me open my eyes on what I wanted to do, and that's I want to become a therapist so I can help those who are suffering from what I suffered and just tell them that everything's okay no matter what. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel, and you just have to know that everything's gonna be okay no matter how you see life, and just always embrace life because life, you never know how fast it's gonna end, and you just have to always accept that everyone's gonna have their own little opinion about you, but that's okay because that's how you know you're doing something right in life, because people are hating on you for what you're doing in success. And that's why I want to just thank my mom, and I love her with all my heart because she's always just been there for me, and she's always just helped me and guided me down the right path, even though I knew that I was doing wrong. But because no one's perfect in life, and we all make mistakes, and that's okay, and that's what makes us human, because we're basically defined for what we do in life, and it's just set something that you want to know, you want people to remember you by, and that's just be yourself and just be open and be kind, because kindness wins everything, even hatred. Just be kind and be proud for who you are as a person, and just never have faith in nothing, and just you always be someone in life. Thank you so much, and I want to thank the sponsors too, and just thank you to everyone who recognized me at March Mountain High School. It's an honor. Thank you.
Hi everybody, my name is Roma Carrera. I wanna say everybody thank you, and I so proud of myself. Thank you everybody.
We're really going to miss Cesar when he graduates in June. So I want to say again, congratulations, Cesar, and thank you, Mom, for all of your support. Next up is the director of the Middle College High School program from Moreno Valley College, Mr. Julio Gonzalez.
Good morning. and congratulations to all the students and their family. It is a privilege for us to be part of this event where we celebrate the amazing things that our students are doing. Today, also an amazing student, we have Christine Larios, her dad and her mom that's out there. Christine is an amazing young lady who comes to us from Citrus Hill High School. And in the year and a half that she's been with us, she's done amazing things. I tell students that with the Middle College High School program, it's an opportunity that is only as good as they make it. And Christine has done just amazing. Again, with the year and a half being in the program, she has already completed 44 college units. She's on track to finish 64 college units and earn 3 associates. Just an amazing young lady. She's an amazing young lady because of the support she receives from her parents and also through her faith. And she's just a very caring, giving person. Currently, right now, she is our senior president. And through her efforts, she's organizing community events such as our Halloween Valley, organizing students to create activities where they can hang out and do things together aside from all the academic work that they have to do both for high school and college. And she's a role model to her students, to everyone at the college. And I was told I had 45 seconds, so I won't go more into and have her share, but it is my pleasure to introduce Christine Larios as our Student of the Month.
Hi, good morning. My name is Christine Larios, and I'm a middle college student. I left Citrus Hill High School my junior year. I was there freshman and sophomore in Citrus, and left my junior year. I'm a family of 5 with 2 little sisters and with my parents. I feel that my biggest contribution for the community is being the club president of the middle college program. I have contributed by planning events, and I've worked on the yearbook too. I've also have learned how to work with other people through, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit nervous. I also have participated in talks and helps with cleaning the Kingdom Hall, and I've done many community service. My major career plan is attending Cal Poly Pomona and major in computer science. My dad has inspired me to go into that type of business. He has taught me everything that I know. And also, I want to thank my mom because she is very supportive. She believes in me when I'm giving up or when I don't believe in myself. One big obstacle for me is completing my homework. We are a very busy family, and one thing I have to do is be organized, and that way I could complete my homework in time. One significant life lesson to me is being more open-minded. I have learned that many people are not going to agree with me, so working with others have allowed me to be more open-minded and also be very receptive and also work with others. I think that with me being shy and quiet, I've learned to get along with other people. I just want to thank my family, friends, especially my parents, putting up with my headaches and worries and always being there for me and doing the whole sacrifice for me to get this opportunity. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. So my name is Luis Larios, and I'm a very proud parent of Christine. She's the oldest daughter out of 3, and all 3 of them look up to her, and they're following the same footsteps. I know she gave up a lot to live high school for middle college and give up a lot of the friendships, but believe me, parents, it pays off. Because if I could go back to my high school years, yeah, I had a lot of friends, and if I would have had an opportunity to do a middle college program, I would have taken it because I hardly talk to any of those friends anymore. So it's fun and all, but that's what she concentrates on, her future, and that's what it's all about, right? So that's what's going to determine what kind of person you'll be. and our challenges as a Hispanic family has always been who's going to make it to college first, right? Well, I was the first one to go to college in my family, actually over all the family. I major in bachelor's for telecommunications, and I'm very proud that Christine is kind of following my footsteps in computer science because it's a high demand field, especially for women. It's mainly right now for guys, but the demand for this field of women, it's high, and we need them. We need them, especially right now. Technology, it's taking over. Robotics and computer science, that's where the future is going. So I tell her that she chose a very good career, and I don't want it to minimize anybody other's careers. You guys are doing really, really good, and I'm very proud of everybody that's here. I just want to say that as parents, I think the most important thing is we take time and dedication. And I know in this country, we live in a busy life. I mean, we're always working. I had to pull out from my job and get over here. And I'm working 12 to 14 hours a day. But yet, when I still get home, I see her do her homework. I see that she's putting the effort into it. And we do live a busy life, but she knows it's going to pay off. And I just want to say to every parent, in Spanish, we always have a say, si se puede, right? We can do it. Yes, we can. And all we got to do is put that time and effort, and it could be accomplished. So I just want to say thank you to all the teachers, parents. Do not give up on your kids. Thank you very much.
All right, it is my pleasure to introduce Moreno Valley High School's principal, Ms. Latasha Brown.
Good morning. I present to you Moreno Valley High School Student of the Month, Miss Jeanette Viramontes, and she is accompanied by her mother, Mrs. Manuela Viramontes, and math teacher, Mr. Rick McPherson. I've observed Jeanette to be resilient, professional, high class, a student with integrity, and a student who also loves the Lord. Jeanette has shared with me that she has overcome some language barriers due to her home language not being English, and when she was in elementary school, she found that it was very confusing. But through practice and hard work, she was able to overcome those language barriers, and now she's an avid student. She's a part of our STEAM program, and she now has a GPA of 4.5. So without further ado, I present to you our Student of the Month, Mrs. Jeanette Viramontes.
Good morning. I'm Jeanette Viramontes, and like Ms. Brown said, I brought my mom and my junior math teacher. And my greatest contribution at school is the time and dedication I give within the clubs I participate in, and within the clubs I can go to the community. But I think the greatest contribution that I have done to the community is based on the time that I dedicate at church. I am a young apostle, and so I am one of the students that set up the youth nights and prepare it, and it does take time and dedication, and it does come to be a struggle when I have all these AP classes and all the homework, and then all the time that I have to dedicate on my clubs, and then the time that I have to dedicate to prepare and set up the youth nights. The greatest contribution that I think I have done within my family is always having time for them so we can continue having that unity. The biggest lesson I have learned throughout the years of education is that honesty is more valuable than an A. I have been a student, well, in everyone's eyes, I'm the perfect girl. Like, you know, everyone sees the perfection in me. And last year, my junior year, I received a B in AP language. And it was kind of a struggle for me too. But what I learned is that, you know, I earned the B because that's what I earned with my hard work. I didn't cheat myself to get an A. Like some students, we know that some of them do it. But I'm proud with my B. So I plan to apply at UCR, and I also want to apply at University of Mexico, which is Autonomía de Aguascalientes. But not always what we want is what we need. So it's likely that I'll be attending UCR. I plan on getting a degree in biology and attend a medical school to be a pediatrician. I love spending time with children and care for them, and I want to increase the health rate of children. And I just want to thank all the sponsors that made this morning possible, and I just want to thank all of you guys because you guys took some time out of your daily routine to come and recognize each hard-working student. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. The first time I want to say sorry because I don't speak too much in English. But you know what? This is better because when I speak too much, I don't suck. So my daughter is going to help me and introduce me. So, estoy orgullosa de ella. Es muy responsable de sus cosas que tiene que hacer. Como por ejemplo, si en la escuela hace muy bien su trabajo, en la casa por igual y trabaja en la comunidad.
I am proud of her because she is very responsible on everything that she does. For example, everything that she does at school as well as the work that she has to do at home and in her community.
Sus habilidades, talentos y su mayor regalo es su paciencia. Y por esa razón, cuando hay dificultades, sabe cómo sobrellevar la situación. Con su delicadeza y cuidado, y en la sociedad, le gusta escuchar y ayudar a las personas.
Her abilities and talents rely more on her patience because through that reason, she can overcome the difficulties with her patience, delicacy, and careness. And in her society, she takes time to listen to people and help them.
Le doy gracias a todas las personas que hicieron todo esto posible por su dedicación y entrega y por hacer de un día ordinario algo extraordinario.
I want to thank everyone who made this possible for your dedication and time for making this ordinary day something extraordinary. Thank you so much.
Good morning. I'm Rick McPherson. I was Jeanette's math teacher her junior year last year. She asked me to speak on her behalf and trying to think of something that personalized her. She's obviously an excellent student. Her GPA shows that. She is known as the perfect student, as she said. But I wanted to characterize her by what her fellow students think of her as well. So this scenario came to mind, and I'm not even sure she knows that this occurred. But we were doing a digital citizenship presentation in class one day, and we were talking about ways to end cyberbullying. And of course, you go through the things that you want to be nice, you want to be respectful, you want to always think positive, post positive things. And one of the students said, Mr. Mack, we just need to be like Jeanette. And I thought that was the perfect thing, because that's what we're talking about here today, is not only their academics, but their character. And that's exactly what Jeanette portrays towards everyone, is that positive, always helpful character that we'd like to see a lot of people have. So that reminds me of Jeanette, and that's what I wanted to say today.
I now present to you the acting principal of Rancho Verde High School, Marilis Brunel.
All right, good morning. It's my pleasure to be able to introduce to you this morning Ty Gillespie and his wonderful parents, his mother, who's sitting down still taking pictures, and his father. And I'm very excited for you to be able to hear Ty's story this morning. He's been able to accomplish something that most of us would very much consider to be impossible if we're going to go to another foreign country and try to do the same. And when he comes up, you're also going to notice his quiet spirit. In a world where, everything is about social media and putting yourself out there and, you're going to see that he is a young man who realizes that, your true power comes from within and your hard work. And I think he gets that a lot from his parents. He's going to talk to you a little bit more about his struggles and whatnot, but something that stands out to me too is that, each and every morning, he rides his bike 2 miles back and forth to school. He doesn't realize what an awesome story he's going to be able to tell his kids. I rode my bike through the snow, I don't know if it really snows in Moreno Valley, but he definitely has overcome some challenges. So again, without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you Ty Gillespie.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you guys are having a good time. So I first want to talk about my experience as a person who came from a foreign country, Vietnam. Coming here, I didn't have a lot of expectation. I thought I would meander through high school, just breezing through it, but what I got was a totally different experience. And so I never thought I would take AP classes. I didn't even know about it until my sophomore year. It was good because I always aim to challenge myself, especially in academics, and AP was really the things that I know would make me work for it and make me try very hard, and that's what I like about AP. And I never thought I would have taken 3, 4, 5 AP classes, and in Vietnam I was never a person who really cared about community service. I never, did anything. I was pretty passive. But when I come here, especially after sophomore year, I started to participate more and more in community service. For example, Key Club or tutoring at school. Those are probably the things that I'm sure I would have never done if I was still in Vietnam. And so I just want to say, America has brought to my life a lot of changes that I've never expected to have. And I also want to talk about my language barriers. Coming from Vietnam, I did learn English there, but I never mastered it. And I never really talked a lot in English. So when I first came here, it was a struggle still, to communicate with other students, other peers, to make friends, because I was not confident in my English skills. But I was fortunate enough to have met very great friends and people who have embraced me, despite my deficiency in English. And today, I've made a lot of friends. Very good friends in school that I never thought I would have had in Vietnam, so to say. And I also want to thank you, my dad and my mother, for taking care of me since I came here, and they've done a really good job at it, and I really thank them for it. And they feed me food and stuff. Yeah, but I wouldn't have had the great meals without them. Sorry, I'm not good at this. And I also want to say as an advice, life is hard, but a life without challenge is a boring life. A life without obstacles, without adversaries would never be a good life, because life is about improving and always better yourself day by day, weeks by weeks, months by months, and years by years. And without challenges, we would never be able to better ourselves, to be a better individual. And so I advise the students here and myself also to take on challenges and try your best always. Thank you.
Well, like Ty said, he came from Vietnam, but it was more recently than most of the students here. He came in 2014. In his freshman and sophomore year, when he was talking and he had to translate from English to Vietnamese in order to understand and be understood. He since learned how to just take it all in English and understand. He's a wonder to have at home. He never argues with me. My wife and him argue in Vietnamese from time to time. But whatever's asked of him, he does it mostly without complaining. Occasional complaint, but not too much. As he said, he thought he was going to breeze through school. He didn't even know about the AP classes, so in the freshman year, he didn't have any AP classes and spent most of his time at home on the computer playing games. It was so easy for him, he still got straight A's. In the 10th grade, he took 3 AP classes, including calculus, which he had never gotten that high in Vietnam, and he still ended up straight A's. In his junior year, 4 AP classes, still he ended up straight A's. And now in his senior year, he wasn't going to take any AP classes, but he ended up with 5 of them. And his report card that we just got home, straight A's still. First, he was complaining that it was too easy. Now he studies all the time. No time for hardly anything else, but he still keeps up on his chores at home. Ty is a miraculous student. He does what is asked of him and always strives to be the best and do the best that he can. That's all I can say about that.
Oh, yes. I thought you wanted to say something else. Okay, it's my pleasure to introduce a good friend of mine and the principal of Valverde High School, Mr. Steve Quello.
Good morning. It is truly my pleasure to introduce Ms. Tatiana Bernal. She came to our school last year, credit deficient, struggling a little bit. She struggled our first couple years of high school, and when she came to us, she was a little unsure of herself, trying to find a place to fit in. Well, shortly after getting over to Valverde High School, she found a place. She found a place that she could connect with her staff, with friends and peers that were like-minded, and she quickly started succeeding and achieving. And for me as a principal there, it's truly special to see students who come to us struggling, find a place, and leave us succeeding. And to see that, to see the impact that our staff and our students have on each other is amazing. And with that, I do introduce Ms. Tatiana Bernal.
Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Tatiana, and I want to thank the Valverde District for helping me. I used to struggle a lot in school, but I like how they talk to like you're a young adult, and I think that's how I matured really quickly. Sorry. Yeah, I just want to thank them, and I want to help my community. I want to go to college and become a probation officer and help the children in my community in Riverside County. I think it is not being good in school, being a really troubled kid, it doesn't get you nowhere in life. I noticed that. And thank you. Sorry.
Good morning. I'm Rosie Bernal, mother of Tatiana Bernal. I'm very proud of her, even though as she said that she struggled a little bit during high school, and I don't know the reason, probably friends, her cell phone, just everything. But she's the youngest of 5 children. I have 4 children who graduated from school. Some of them are in college. One of them is in the Army. So she's the last one to go, and I agree with her being a probation officer because she gives me really good advice, even though she's 17. And even about my marriage with her dad. Mom, don't fight, but she gives me good advice, even if she sees me worry, because I'm a person that worries a lot. And I'm always under stress, and she tells me, just don't worry. It's part of life. You just got to go through it. So she's not just my daughter, she's my partner. She's everything to me, and I'm just so proud, and thank you for inviting us for breakfast, even though it was too early for me to eat. But it was great, and I'm just don't have no more words. I'm just so happy. And all the students here, good for doing good, because this is what we need for America. Thank you.
Almost forgot, sorry. And now, from Valley View High School, Ms. Karen Johnson, principal.
Good morning. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce Valley View High School's Student of the Month, Mr. Sidney Robinson. I am very proud of this young man. I'm not here today to talk about his high GPA. I'm not here to talk about his academic standards, the classes he took. I'm here today to talk about the great character he shows and talk about the exemplifying of the ego that he actually has in all of the things that he does. For Sidney is that young man that gets on the football field every week and plays hard for his team. He's also that young man that you see when the football team goes in for a break. He stays out on the field with his uniform on and he plays with the band. Sidney shows great character. He shows great stamina, and he shows great work ethic. For as educators, it is not only our ability to see a student's academic abilities, but it's also to be able to recognize their strengths in character. So I wanted to say this quote, and I know this for a fact that Sidney gets this from his mom, who's here today, Tamara Martin, who works out in the community, and she's a parent booster who works diligently in our football program. And he's with his sister, Miss Leah Martin, and I'm so glad this family has such dedication to our school. But I want to say this about Sidney, that Sidney is a role model for his peers. He is what Robert Ingersoll calls a great man. For he says that a great man does not seek applause or place. He seeks for truth. He seeks the road to happiness, and what he ascertains, he gives to others. And that is Mr. Sidney Robinson.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. First of all, I'd like to thank Ms. Johnson for the nomination and my loving mother and my sister. Growing up, I still remember the story. Growing up, we weren't in the best financial situation, so I remember the lights being out. I was dark, I was scared, and my mom would always tell me the phrase, "It's just like camping," and these simple words were very reassuring to me, and I hold them very dear in my heart. And I'd like to thank my sister. She's always there for me. She's always loving. Whenever I need something, I can ask her, and she'll be there. As a student at Valley View High School, I think my greatest contribution would definitely be my involvement. I'm a 4.2 student. I'm a drum major for the Crimson Regiment. I'm a principal trombone player for the wind ensemble and the jazz band, as well as a little brass section leader. And I like to give back to the community, and I believe I get that from my mother here. Her entire job is about giving back, and I think I see some of that in myself. My future career plans, I plan on majoring in computer science. I'd like to add diversity to the field because currently it's a very undiverse field, unfortunately. And designing apps, products that the public consumes, you need diversity in the field, so that way we can represent the entire public. A significant life lesson that I'll take to college with me is the idea that even though something seems impossible, through hard work and determination, it is in one's grasp. And I think these are words I really like to live by, because oftentimes I'll work 14 hours a day with schoolwork, after school activities, and I just think to myself, can I really keep going? But then I remember that the future is something that is there for us to grasp, and the idle soul does not grasp it. So I think that by being active and pushing yourself, anything is achievable. And a quote that inspires me are the words, "There is no chance, no destiny, no fate that can circumvent or hinder or control the firm resolve of a determined soul." This quote inspires me because it shows that no matter what obstacles are thrown your way, if you persevere and push through, then your dreams, the things that we are often told we can't reach, you can reach them, you can achieve them. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for having our family here. Of course, we're really proud of our youngest, Sidney Robinson. He's the youngest of 5. And he's a product, actually, of the Moreno Valley Unified School District, as he started his education here at Cloverdale and then on to Palm. So I believe his educational success has to do with the educators that influenced him from the very beginning. As he mentioned, our family has always participated in the community over 12 years with both Moreno Valley Federation Youth Sports for baseball, right there in Morrison Park. And also I've been an athletic director for over 10 years for football. And in fact, when we went to high school, he said, "Mom, can you stop? Can you stop volunteering?" And I said, "No, I've got 4 more years." And then I was called to, as Ms. Johnson said, to volunteer and work for the football booster, who was in need of a secretary. In my daily role in the work, I work for Riverside County Community Action Partnership, and we help low-income families. So many of the families that I see at the high school, we're serving in my job. So it's nice to have that connection. It's nice for me to be able to greet them. I can greet them on the field, I can greet them at the high school, and I can greet them at my job. I'm really astonished with my son because every time he tried to do something, I said, "Well, you never did that before." He said, "Don't worry, Mom, I got that." This summer he was wanting to go on a trip across the nation for band, and it cost about $2,800, and I said, "Honey, that's not really in a budget, that's a couple mortgages for me." He said, "Don't worry, Mom, I got that." And he was able to get the National Honor Society to donate some of their time, and that paid for his whole trip. He was able to also become CIF state finalist for track and field, and again, no, don't worry, Mom, I got that. And he had never done track before. So I look forward to what God has for him in the future. I know he's going to astonish us even more. I thank you for the support that the Moreno Valley community and the Moreno Valley Unified School District has provided to our family over the years. Thank you again.
It is now my distinct pleasure to bring up my colleague and friend, Mr. Eric Swanson from Vista del Lago High School.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. Again, congratulations to all the students and parents that are here. What a great honor. I'm not going to talk too much because when I introduce Miss Aviana Kennedy, she's going to say it all. And one word that comes to mind when in speaking with Aviana and her determination is determination. And as you listen to her and her story, I think you'll be impressed. And I am truly impressed and truly honored to have her as a student at Vista del Lago High School. Miss Aviana Kennedy.
Good morning. My name is Aviana Kennedy, and I am honored to be a Vista del Lago Student of the Month. It is my privilege to introduce my mother, Annie Moore, and my brother, who's sitting there, Robert Kennedy. I would like to thank them for being here today with me. I would like to thank my mother for teaching me so many important life lessons. Although we have also had many challenges, my mom has a good heart. Because of her having a good heart, she went out of her way to adopt 6 children. And it was 3 in 2006 and from 2007, and 3 more that she's actually in the process of adopting now. Being the only child, I am the youngest of 7 children, and all of them are grown. So I was growing up like really young, just unknown. And I shared, like when she adopted them, I started sharing things that I owned, things that I bought. I have no problem with sharing. Sharing is good. What I had a problem with was sharing my mother's time, and I struggled with my mom always being busy and never having time to share, like to be with me. After adopting 6 children, she has to take care of them as her own, so I felt like I was being pushed aside. But I had to realize that she was only doing this because she has a really good heart. She had me, I realized that she needed me to be a role model for the children, so I would always do well in school. Everything, relationships and all that is pushed aside. I focus on my work because it's one thing that I need. And yes, it has been challenging me to let go of my childhood and to let go of my mother's time to help others succeed. But it had to be done in order for these children to become very proper children later on in life. This has taught me to strive for a better future and to help motivate others to do their best while keeping myself motivated. This I will take to college and carry for the rest of my life. I am planning on applying to UCR, UCI, and UCSB and several out-of-state colleges. My dream is to attend UC Irvine. I plan on studying to become a registered nurse. I would like to become a registered nurse because while growing up, I've seen people suffer and I've lost a lot of people. And when I was young, I decided that I wanted to become a registered nurse and work in the medical field to do something great for the community and for myself. I like to contribute to my school by helping fundraisers and participating in increasing school pride. I contribute to my family by being a role model for everyone who is younger to me and being younger than me and older than me, to help them realize that you don't always have a chance to spend time with your family, so try to do as much as you can with your family while you still can. I contribute to society and the community by recycling, and I've been in a recycling club since freshman year. And I also contribute by going to clubs, and my clubs help with agriculture, so that's another way I help with contributing to society. In closing, I would like to thank my teacher, Ms. Robles. She wasn't able to be here today. She's a very, very busy teacher. She was always open to her students and was always there to help us in the time of need. And I would also like to thank our sponsors today for having me as a guest and affording the opportunity to possibly receive a scholarship. That means a lot to me. And again, thank you. I'm honored to be a Vista Del Lago high school student.
Hi. I want to thank everybody for making this possible for all the students. I've listened to the ones that I've been able to catch because, like she said, I have other students that we're in the process of finalizing adoption for the latter three. And my kids range in age from 8 to 18. And it's a job. And I've also raised 6 other students that are grown, and all of them have their own professions and they've moved on in life. And I have grandkids who are encouraged that are in college, and some of them with scholarships. This is my baby, and I'm very proud of her. She's been through a lot. I've watched her grow and share, and I see her come home and sit down on her bed and do homework. Well, sometimes not out, wake up, and still do homework in the middle of the night. And she's very persistent, and she does share a lot of my time. But the thing that I'm proud of her is not in sharing her time, but in sharing her knowledge and her persistence. Because when she doesn't succeed the way she wants to, it really brings her down, but she gets that attitude, no, I gotta do this, Mom. I gotta make it. I gotta redo it. If I have to redo it, I have to learn it. Because if I learn it, then I can carry it through life. That's something nobody can take from me. My knowledge is important. And as a mother, I'm very proud of her in doing that. But she teaches the other children to do the same, because coming from the backgrounds from where they came, it's a struggle for them to learn, and she's always encouraging them, helping them, showing them new things. Even the kids on the street that I live and where we came from in Highland, she would take the kids who don't understand certain things and try to show them that. And her brother together, because he's still my baby too, he's my baby boy, they really work hard and they bring people in. I'm the Kool-Aid mom. And they try to teach them and help them and encourage them while they're still doing their little struggles, trying to make it in life. And I appreciate that as a parent. And I appreciate a Moreno Valley School District for making these things possible for kids. I mean, I've been up to the school a number of times because I have some kids who have some behaviors that can really take you there. But I want them to know that I'm there for those kids just like you are. Like they tell you, since I was a young lady, oh, it takes a village. Well, we're that village. Everybody in the community, in our city, in our county, in our state, it starts with us in the home and them in school. And the schools are there. And I appreciate Vista Del Lago being there for my kids, because believe me, my kids have taken them there too. But I'm really thankful. I'm grateful. I've seen the people get up here and the beauty and what they're seeking, and education that not only will take us somewhere as a community, but I'm looking at the big picture. They're moving beyond our little city and our county and our state. We're talking about nationwide. Some of them will be worldwide because of the encouragement they're receiving in the schools. This can take them anywhere in life. I mean, these could be our tomorrow scientists, our pharmacists, our medical professionals. I mean, these people are really growing, and I'm so thankful to be a part of this and to sit here and hear this and see all of the people who are backing these young people as they grow. I'm greatly encouraged. And I'm enamored of this. I'm excited. I'm amazed. This is great. So I want to thank everybody and say to the young people, keep going, keep pushing. You can get there. I mean, the world is open to you. And that that's up here can't nobody steal. I don't care what they do to you, they can't take that. So be encouraged. Thank you.
Thank you so much, students, for standing up here and sharing your stories with us. And I have to ask the adults in the room, do you guys feel encouraged? Do you feel motivated? So students, why don't you guys stand up really quick? A round of applause for you guys. Thank you. I encourage not only the students here today, but the adults. There's a huge problem we have, not only in the schools, but in the workforce place, in our cities, our states, and that's bullying, and we get it everywhere. And I encourage everybody, there's no such thing as a bad person, I see, or no such thing as a bad child. When there's someone that acts out in a negative format, it's because there's an issue. Sometimes someone needs a hug. Someone sometimes needs a word of encouragement, or just to be told that they look good today, or have a nice day. And if we spread that love and encouragement through our community, through our schools, it makes such a huge difference. So I challenge everyone today to do one of those things. And slowly but surely we'll make it better. Even though sometimes we think it's getting worse, it's in our power to make it better. So thank you again, students, for sharing. I would like to call up 2 dignitaries. So instead of having all the dignitaries come up and speak, because you know dignitaries do not like to speak. So, right? So we're gonna, every month we're gonna have 2 dignitaries, and we're gonna switch them up every month to come up and just say a few words of encouragement. So I'd like to call up from Office of Riverside County Supervisor Mary Ashley's office, Amber Smalley, and from Office of Senator Richard Roth, Mr. Alti Hokum.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Riverside County Supervisor Marion Ashley's office, we'd like to congratulate you all for your hard work. We really wish you guys the best of success, and we're excited for your futures and hope you bring back that success to our community. Thank you.
Well, good morning, everyone. On behalf of Senator Richard Roth, it is my privilege to provide certificates of recognition to all the students being honored here today. I also want to extend a note of appreciation to all the parents, the guardians, the family members, friends, and educators for positively contributing to the lives of these bright young adults. And lastly, I want to tell you, especially you students, to remain focused, stay humble, and stay faithful. Thank you.
And now we all know that the power that our students present, the encouragement and the success all comes from home, their home life, their teachers, their principals, but it starts at the top. And without the amazing superintendents and college president of these schools, we wouldn't have the amazing principals, amazing students, amazing teachers. It all starts from the top and it trickles down and it affects everybody in the community. And I am proud to say that we do have some amazing leaders in our community, leaders that truly care about our education system and our community, because you see them everywhere. So I'd like to welcome up from Moreno Valley Unified School District, Superintendent Dr. Martin Rex Kitsiora, and from Moreno Valley Unified School District, this morning we have, and I am so sorry, someone took my other one. Oh, here it is. From from Val Verde Unified School District, we have, give me a second, it's Mark Lenore. And from the Moreno Valley College, we have, help me out here, Dr. Kitzer. Dr. Robin Steinbach. Dr. Robin Steinbach, and I apologize for that, but welcome up. Thank you.
So this does come off. I just want y'all to know that you don't have to adjust it. So the next time you're up here, take it. You know. So on behalf of the Moreno Valley Unified School District, but on behalf of our Board of Education, represented by Mr. Holguin and our board president, Mr. Johnson, I want to thank them for what they do, because they are really the hidden figures in our school district that support everything that happens. So students, I want you to know, elected officials, that you don't get to see them too often because they work during the day, but at night they're like angels in the district because they're always taking care of people and things. So we really appreciate them. So could y'all give them a round of applause? And then I want you to know a couple of things. I was sitting here thinking what you must be thinking. I'm talking to the students because sometimes, people give you lots of advice and tell you things. There's so many things that you're hearing here today, and I'm going to tell you 2 more. But I want you to know that your high school years, there's something that are very valuable, and because of what you've done today, you're somebody that has the responsibility to give back and to make sure that you come back to your community. I'm not from here. I mean, you probably can tell that. And can you tell? Okay. And so next week, I'll go back to Memphis, where I'm from, and I'm going to be attending my 40th high school reunion. And I graduated, I know it's hard to tell, but I graduated in 1977, and I'm very excited to go back, but I go back every year to my high school. It's an historic high school, and when I go back, the students are always so grateful when I meet them and tell them how much I enjoyed my time there, because they're not always enjoying their time, and they don't always know what they're getting. But it's good to hear because they think about that. So I just want to remind you that go back, and even though it's hard to get through the offices sometimes and go visit people, just like you said, Sydney, persevere. Just get through it, because they'll let you in. And know that you're always welcome, and you should always feel that, because you're part of this community, and you have something that everyone needs to hear and feel. And the last thing is, my mother's going to be 85 on December 19th, and one of the things she always says to me is, do you ever thank your parents? Do you ever thank your mother and father for what you got? Because she listens to some things on Facebook people record, and they don't always hear that part that I thank them. But because I forgot sometimes. But I want you to know, I heard all of you thank your parents today, but don't forget that as you grow older. They like to hear it, and it helps you get things too sometimes, and not always money, but just getting along with each other. So I just want you to know that you all come from wonderful families, what you've overcome and done, and I just admire each of you, and I want to thank you for what you contribute to our greater community. And I know that we're going to hear great things about you, and I can't wait for you to come back and see us and let us know. Thank you.
Okay. I'd like to first of all also welcome and thank our board members for being here this morning, Mrs. Suzanne Stotler and Mr. Julio Gonzalez from our Board of Education. The Student of the Month breakfast lunch, it's a highlight of our month, and every time I walk into this event, I always walk away, I feel, with more of a reflection of what's important in life. And as the students were speaking this morning and the parents, I wrote some things down, and these were attributes and life's lessons that I got from today, and I'd just like to recap. The importance of being dedicated, the character and leadership, always doing your best, to pursue what you like doing, and to look after and thank our loved ones, to give it our all every day, not to forget to do our homework. Honesty is more valuable than anything. That we take time to listen, and that the importance of community service and the life without challenges is a boring life. That we share good advice with others, that we all make time to give back, and the importance of never to forget the importance of having a good heart. These are all things that I'll be taking away from today and reflecting on. And I just want to say that this group of individuals that we have today are tomorrow's leaders. And I would just like to end with just one thing that the gentleman who started off this morning with, and that is to make sure that we're supporting each other and we do our best to give everyone a lift from time to time. Okay, thank you very much.
Good morning, I'm Dr. Robin Steinbach, and I'm privileged to work and serve as president of Moreno Valley College. I must say that I am so inspired. I am inspired by what I've heard here today, and I'm reminded of the power of stories, the importance of telling our story, who we are, where we've come from, what we dream, and where we're going. I have great gratitude today, gratitude for the parents here, that you've entrusted to we educators your most precious resource, your children. And I'm inspired by the students, because you too have been connected not only to your family, but to your teachers. And all those who work that you can see in the schools, but all those that work behind, as it was just recently stated, the angels we never see that are in the background. I'm one of those, I like to think, as an administrator in the background, working in support of our students and our community. You know, when we tell our stories, what happens, we tell someone about our own experiences. It breathes new life into it, and it moves it out of our unconsciousness, our thoughts, our mind, and it moves it out into reality, and it takes form, and it takes shape, and it affects other people. So continue to tell your stories, parents. Continue to tell your stories, students. To the students, I would leave you with this. Become aware of what is in you. You know that today, but stay connected to that. It will, many of the things you've shared today about who you are and have been said about you are core to your identity. They're a core to the fiber of your being. As you experience life, other things will be added. Become aware of it. What's in you? Announce it, pronounce it, produce it, and give birth to it. Because truly great things are in store for you, and because of that, in store for us. I thank you, and I wish you only the best.
Thank you again, students. And time management for me is very important. I am so happy to say that I have 4 minutes to talk some more. No, I'm kidding. I want to thank you again. Thank everybody here. Thanks to everyone for being here this morning. All the sponsors. Thanks to Sizzlers for opening up early and getting staff out here. This breakfast was wonderful. Thank you, Sally. To the educators, the superintendents, to our entire community. Thank you so much. You guys get to keep these great bags. Inside the bags, there's a bunch of your great certificates that are going to earn you some money at home, and other certificates you get to use in the community, as well as your plaque. And we want you to take this out of your wrapper, take it out of your bag. We want to meet outside of the doors, right as soon as we go outside of the doors to the right. Chris is going to be taking pictures of us. Remember, we want an individual picture of every student of the month. We also want a group picture of all 9 of you together, and then of any community leaders, parents want to jump in the pictures, you're more than welcome to. I know I love to have these pictures all on my wall. That's my reward. Also, students, you are automatically are one of the candidates for the Student of the Year scholarship. So because you're a Student of the Month, from each high school, we will select at the end of the year a Student of the Year from each high school. So you're competing with 7 students in your school. Don't forget there will be an application, a scholarship application from your school that you're already filling out for all the other colleges that you want to go to that will be submitted to us. And this will be, the announcement will come out late March, early April. The selection will be made in May, and our Student of the Year So I congratulate you. You guys are amazing students. I will take your stories with me forever because you guys are just resilient. And when I feel like I can't overcome something, I can't overcome a challenge, and I feel overloaded with work, I'm going to remember your stories. Thank you again. Don't forget your backpacks, and congratulations. No, sorry guys, please sit down. I was forgetting something, I got so excited. But I normally end every morning with a Minute with Maxwell, and every morning I get an email of a word that is sent to John Maxwell, and he's a motivational speaker, he's an author, a pastor, and I'm going to share the word today that came through to me by email was fulfillment. So we'll listen to it together, I haven't heard it yet.
Pamela from Lagos, Nigeria, asked that I would talk for a moment about fulfillment. Welcome to Minute with Maxwell. Fulfillment is a word that I think all of us crave and long for, but we don't always understand how to get it or how to obtain it. as I've watched and observed people that had what I call fulfilled life, their life wasn't fulfilled because they had a lot of money or because things always went their way, but their life was fulfilled because they were living a life of purpose. They were doing the things that they felt that they were created to do, and they were doing it with their very best effort. For me, a fulfilled life means that I've done my very best, that I have to, at the end of the day or at the end of a season of my life, answer to myself, not only to my Creator, but to myself and then the people that I lead. Have I done my best effort? So when I see people that are fulfilled, they are people that maybe don't have more than others, but inside they have fulfillment because they've realized that they have lived their life not only with purpose, but with effort. They have done their best to be their best, and that brings fulfillment.
And I think that's all our students here today. So thank you guys so much for